Hey, and welcome to Financial Reactions. Today we're going to take a look at the results of our covered calls in the Dividend Tracker software. To start with, we need to cover what we have done. I've created 20 investments and I've broke them into two groups of 10. So every week when we write the covered calls in the Thinkorswim platform, I take that money and I will do 10 each week. So I've done these 10 and then the next week I did these 10. I've gone through here all of them twice. So let's go ahead and get into the Div Tracker software and check it out. As you can see, here's how they are looking currently. UNHW is a round hill and it's the leader, and the bottom is currently Morrow. That one was doing much better, but it has fallen off lately. Okay, as you can see, we don't have a lot of shares of anything. Some of the less expensive products like SMCY, which is down to $4.66 a share, we're up to 118 shares. This one has had a huge price drop recently because you can see was up around $8 and now it's down to like $4.60. Its dividends have been paying around 8 cents. Yeah, I think that's about right. 8.10. Yeah. In the past, it was in the low teens, and then it's dropped back down to the 8.10. So as this goes on into the future, we should be able to see if this covered call and buying these particular products is a good idea or a bad idea. Now, everything in this currently is out of the Div Tracker. So what I've decided is, if you would, in the comments below, tell me what you think would be a good investment, I will switch out any of my current investments for your suggestion. Because like I said, I'm not married to these. I just picked 2 groups of 10. I do like some of these more than others, but if you want to add something, let me know. Especially because I probably would like to get rid of these down here, like SMCY. And if these don't start recovering, what I'll do is, if you give me a suggestion, I'll just start at the worst performer and replace it dollar for dollar with what you come up with. Does that sound like a good idea? Cool. Give me a thumbs up if you like that. All right. So this is where we're at. Not a lot going on. We did have 4th of July last week, so it was a short week, so the covered calls were a little smaller because we lost a day. And I did get all of them in today. That video should be up by the time you see this, of the covered calls I wrote and which stocks we did. Let's look at our winner. Like I said, is this one. It paid a 46. Let's see if it's a price increase. Yeah, it's had a good price increase, so that one is okay, except it did lose $1.69 today, which is too bad. 46 cents, and this is, I believe, a weekly, yes. And 46 cents was a big jump, 17 cents over the last week. We were 46 about a month ago, too. So 46, 30, 20, 46. So it has some inconsistency, but that's okay. These are the weeklies, and that happens. What's another one? Ben Franklin Resources. It paid a dividend in July 10th. Oh, it's going to pay a dividend on July 10th. I don't believe it is paid yet. If you go to the holdings tab, if you click the right one, nope, it hasn't paid. As you can see, we've made 2 transactions. So on this screen, every other week we'll have a new one. And that's where you'll see that. As the dividends pay, those will also show up in that particular screen. This is a quarterly payer, and it's a Dividend Aristocrat. So as you can see, it's going to pay 33 cents for the 4 payments, and then next year it's predicted to go up 1 penny. And they've been raising steadily a penny a year, which is below inflation, but it's better than nothing. And some of these companies, to stay on that dividend aristocrat, this is how they do it. They're not aggressive with their dividends. They pick a dividend and they make sure they increase it every year to stay on the dividend aristocrats. Here's another. This is a weekly, I believe, AMDY. Yeah, ooh, 80 cents. Let's see if that sounds like it's a little higher than it has been in the past. Okay, this is the one oh, that's right. This is the one it had the large run up in share price, which is why the dividends started going up. And as you can see, it's tailed off over the last couple. So 88 down to 80. But 88 cents is, or 80 cents is still a nice dividend payment. Got us a few extra shares there. And as you can see, the price was up to 85. So more dividends and then a price recovery. And this is the growth curve of our portfolio. We're up to $11,000. Now remember, this is money just out of writing covered calls. And let's see, this week was 4,022.55. So 402.25 in each of the 10 investments. Sorry, I turned my head away from the mic. So, you know, if $400 across 10 different investments every week, I have a feeling this is going to do nicely. And remember, I went on the covered calls. I'm now going aggressive for this group. I'm writing as close. I'm one step above the current price. So I'm in the money, but just barely, and I'm getting the maximum amount of premium for that. And that's how this works. So that's how this has gone. I wanted to get an update on it. You can see a few of these aren't doing too well. So we'll see how this goes, because as a dollar cost average, we'll see if this helps. This one, if you follow the dividend aristocrats, this one just paid $1.06 and the price is down. So it'll pay on July 10th. So $1.06 on a $71 stock is pretty good. And this is quarterly. Yes, quarterly. As you can see, it's also aristocrat. So you know you're going to get that $1.06 the next 3 payments. All right, so that's a quick overview. I'm going to get the weeklies up here next. So go ahead and look forward to that. So if you're like and subscribe, you'll see that one coming up in your feed in the next day or so. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.